I'm very glad I came to Heal and Cure because when I established my business, Teddie Kossof Salon, I said look good, feel good business. And I realized that I still may look good, but I wasn't feeling too good. I realized it was my weight. My weight was taking me down. I had a loss of energy, and it took away a lot of the motivation that I had to do better, okay, and stay focused. So that's what I needed to do. I knew I needed to do something to change my life, and that's why I came to Heal and Cure. The breakthrough for me came within the first 2 weeks when I saw a real difference in my weight, and I could just, I was motivated in a different way, and I was setting goals, and without Heal and Cure helping me set those goals and backing me up on those goals, and it's a place for me to call and straighten things out. If I was a little worried about my diet and maybe I wasn't following the diet properly, I had some place to call. And the answers the nutritionist gave me were perfect. And the basic thing with Heal and Cure is like the nutritionist said, don't ever be hungry. And that's what I did. I made sure I wasn't hungry. I had the snack when I was supposed to have a snack. And I never got to the point where I wanted to eat too much. I was always satisfied. When I talk to my friends and my family with Heal and Cure, and my clients at the salon with Heal and Cure, I mentioned basically how welcoming Heal and Cure was to me. They took me in. We went through a process of finding out what my goals were, finding out how my health was. We went through the testing, the blood tests, and all the other tests that we needed to take to determine a plan of action, and then we followed through with it. And it was my job to stay on task and to stay motivated to make all that happen. And I tell them straight out, if you're not willing to be motivated for something that's going to help you for the rest of your life, well, don't do it yet. But when you are ready, I'd go to Heal and Cure first. One thing, coming to Heal and Cure, I never felt uncomfortable. The atmosphere was always a little lighter than most professional offices, and what I can say is the office is very professional. But at least the staff knew that anybody walking through that door had some problems, whether they're weight problems, or they're emotional problems, or health problems. Hey, we're only human. So they recognize those things. I think they've been trained and coached beautifully, which is important, to be more nurturing and caring about the individual. My progress with Heal and Cure, it's been almost 7 months, and I believe my weight now, I'm down about between 46 and 48 pounds. And my goal for myself, maybe not Heal and Cure's goal for me, I'll feel comfortable when I hit 235. When I'm at 235, I think that'll be a great weight for me, something I can maintain. And what I'm bringing with from Heal and Cure is a healthier approach to what I eat. I'm looking at things differently. I eat the healthy grains. I go for the protein. I go for the right things. The vegetables, don't overdo the fruit. There's the sugars, stay away from the starch. You got to follow the plan, and that's a plan for the rest of your life if you want to keep the weight off. Most diets fail because all of a sudden you're adding back into that diet all of these starches that turn to sugar, all the fruits, overdoing the fruits, cheating with cakes and candies and all kinds of stuff. So you can have a bite of candy. One thing Heal and Cure tells you for sure is that you can go ahead and cheat one day. Cheat meaning go ahead and try that food that you haven't had for a while. It's not going to ruin what you've already done. So that's where I'm at with that. Very comfortable. I think the main gain for me, because I've had other physical problems, being an old athlete, with football and wrestling and all those things. My body took plenty of punishment, And I'm paying for it now. At my age, I'm paying for it. So, of course, there are issues. I have issues. But by taking the weight off, I took a lot of the pressure that was put on my joints, my hip joints, my knees, and I think that has really changed the quality of my life. It's improved my quality of my life, where I had to be, I can be more active. I can get out there and do more things, but I still have to be very guarded, because I do have these other issues. But the weight has definitely been instrumental in moving me forward in life and giving me a second opportunity to have some fun in life. As far as I'm concerned, coming into Heal and Cure, again, the staff is very, very, very comfortable at greeting people coming in. The backup staff, the doctors are great. My doctor has been fantastic. She is very knowledgeable. She gets to the point, but she's willing to listen to my side of the story too, where I feel comfortable or uncomfortable with something, and she looks for an alternative medication or an alternative way of reaching a goal or safeguarding something that's going on within my body that she can recognize through blood tests or whatever. And I think that's very important that a doctor reaches out and does that. If she has any other concerns, of course, the nutritionist here has been phenomenal, and she follows with the doctor as a team, as it should be. Teamwork is where it's at, and it gets the job done for me. And as far as when I come in for drawing blood, the other day when I was in, I tell you the truth, it was the best blood draw I ever had. No pain. I have not been to other clinics, but I have been to clinics, meaning I have a general practitioner who's an excellent practitioner, but it's still not addressed the same way. He can look at you and say, hey, you're out of weight, you have too much weight, you're borderline diabetic, if you don't lose the weight. But they're not really going further than that and saying, you can do this, we have a plan for you, and why don't you talk to our nutritionist, and why don't you talk to our other doctor that's more knowledgeable in this. That doesn't happen in your regular doctor setting. So that's why Heal and Cure, I think, has got a niche market there that really is strong. I think that people, once they really get their foot in the door and get the results that even I have had, they're going to tell all their friends to come on over and give it a try if they're of the mind to do that. At first, when I started with a nutritionist here at Heal and Cure, it looked a little unreasonable, as far as what I had to do, and for the first 2 weeks. But I realized that with that diet, I could probably eat a lot. And the nutritionist said, yeah, there's certain items here that you can really fill up on, and go right ahead and fill up on those items. And that's what I did. I took advantage of that situation. I made sure I ate properly, and I took advantage of the snacking situation, and I took advantage of the foods that I could eat more of. And that helped me through the first 2 weeks, which I think I lost almost 15 pounds within the first 2 weeks, which was pretty fantastic for me anyhow. So it gave me more of a goal, I was setting a goal for myself, but I went past that goal, and I could see down the road, I could even do better. So yeah, the nutritionist was phenomenal. And here again, I have recommended many family and friends to Heal and Cure. And I even have a staff member now that I recommended to come to Heal and Cure, and he is about ready to start his program. And I'm really excited for him. He says he's ready, I hope he is, because he's been needing to do this and get healthy for the last probably 5 years of his life. Have been really tough on him, and he's let that equate into eating and gaining weight. So I think this opportunity he has now will take him in the right direction and hopefully change his life in so many ways. I think the greatest impact I've had with Heal and Cure over the last 7 months is the fact that through my blood tests, I am no longer, I feel, considered a diabetic or at risk of being a diabetic. Gestational, isn't it? Diabetic. So I think that's sort of out of the picture as long as I can keep the weight off. And that's one of my goals. And the other is to, again, get some of my medications reduced that I am on. You know, I take Lasix, I take some hard medicines, and I think with the blood test of late, they may be able to cut back on these medications, which also have negative things. The way your body reacts, your muscles get tired sooner than later. And if I can change that, I know that it'll help me a lot more, you know, as far as getting around better, feeling better, being more positive. You don't have that constant getting tired. So I think that's the biggest change in my life there.